Hello everyone. After a long time, decided to speak my mind and speak my mind through a video. I've been writing quite a number of stuff on cricket and other issues for a long time, and getting some good feedback. But decided today to tell some of my special memories about the Adelaide Oval, where the next Border Gavaskar Trophy is going to take place from 6th of December. It's a pink ball test match, and it has got its own intricacies and complexities, and it's going to be a big one because India has already taken a very, very good lead in this Border Gavaskar Trophy, and this is the second Test match, and Australia will be definitely keen to bounce back into this series. But it's not more about this Test; it's more about the memories I have got of Adelaide Oval, as I was saying. Since a kid, as I've been following cricket for a long time, and especially in Australia, where there's so much theatre and drama, and there's so much history behind all these grounds, like the MCG, the SCG, the Perth, the Waka that we used to hear, and then there's the Gabba in Brisbane. But Adelaide Oval, which is one of the most beautiful grounds in this world, has got its own share of histories and some terrific moments for Team India and some heartbreaking moments too. So let me just say some of those moments over the last 2 decades. I first remember India playing in the Adelaide Oval in 1991-92 when India had toured Australia just before the 92 World Cup. It was not a very pleasant tour, but the test match in Adelaide was probably India's best performance in that series. Majestic century by Mohammad Azharuddin nearly won them the test, where India were, you know, very much competitive for the first time in that series, which Australia had won 4-0. So India were set a target of around 372 in the fourth innings, and Azharuddin scored 106, a breathtaking century, and that century nearly won that match for India, but unfortunately did not transpire. And same thing continued in almost in the next match, which took place in the year 1999 when India had toured Australia, and Sachin Tendulkar was captaining India in that series. But that series did not start off well, and it was a very, very high scoring match as far as Australia was concerned. And I still remember that dismissal of Tendulkar when it hit the ball, hit his soldier, and he was ducking to a bouncer from Glenn McGrath, and he was given out. But if I'm not wrong, the umpire was Daryl Harper, and he was given out that he was given as LBW, and there was no DRS at that point of time. So there was no way, there was a ball tracking technology that we have nowadays, which would judge whether the ball was going over the stumps. It was not possible during those times, and it was a very, very controversial dismissal. Tendulkar got out for a zero in that innings, and India folded up very quickly. And it was a sad day for Indian cricket, and probably a controversial start to a series which Australia won 3-0. But 2003 was a very, very good memory for Team India, and Rahul Dravid, one of the great batsmen India has ever produced as far as overseas is concerned. His overall record is brilliant, but as far as his overseas knocks are concerned, Dravid has played some incredible innings, and he was in great form during those years 2002, 2003. He was in terrific form. And in 2003, he scored that remarkable double century in Adelaide, and then shepherded that chase. And this time, India won. There was no bad memory of 1991-92. India won that match, and I remember the current chairman of selectors, Ajit Agarkar, picking up 6 wickets in Australia's second innings. It was a terrific match, and India won in Australia after almost over a 2 decade period. I think the last time India had won was in 1981-82. So it was an amazing victory for Team India. 2008 was a drawn test match. Tendulkar scored a century. He scored a remarkable century in the first innings. I think it was something like 153. And even Virendra Sehwag scored a century in the second innings of the Adelaide Test match. There were a lot of centuries from Australia in that match also, and it was a drawn affair after a very, very controversial series. You remember the Sydney Test match of 2008 where the Monkey Gates scandal had emerged, and there were a lot of controversy. India then bounced back, won in Waka, becoming the first team ever from Asia to win at Perth. And then that after that there was a thinking that India might square the series, but Unfortunately, it did not happen, and Australia won that series 2-1. But it was a high scoring affair that time in Adelaide. In 2011, it was a very, very ill-fated tour of Team India. India lost all the four matches against Australia. Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the captain, and India had already lost 4-0 against England when they had toured England in the middle of 2011. It was a very, very bad phase for Team India. There was a lot of transition happening of some greats like Rahul Dravid and VVS Lakshman. I remember after that series announced their retirement, and but there was an announcement of a big star who came onto the stage, test match stage. He was already a star in the white ball cricket arena, but Virat Kohli played a remarkable innings in Adelaide and announced that he is here to stay, and his love affair with Australia started from there, especially scoring centuries, test centuries in Australia. He's already has got 7 test centuries in Australia, which is the highest ever by any Indian batsman in Australia. Kohli scored his first test century in that Adelaide Test match. India lost the test match, but they found a star there. A star was born, as they say. In 2014, Virat Kohli this time was the captain. MS Dhoni had some issues and he was not able to captain the test match. Virat Kohli was handed over the test captaincy and he captained the test match, and he showed one remarkable trait that Indian cricket teams of the past were missing, which is the courage to chase down big totals in the fourth innings of a test match. And India nearly chased down that total. Kohli scored 2 centuries in both, in that particular test match. And if it was not for Nathan Lyon's remarkable effort in the fourth innings of that particular test match, India could have won that test match. And it was a really, really remarkable performance, not only by the team, but more by their leader. In 2018, India had happy memories. India won that test match. There was a name called Cheteshwar Pujara, who was a thorn in the flesh for Australia, not just in the 2018 tour but in the 2020-21 tour also. And both those series India won in Australia for the first time ever and created some lot of history. And in that Adelaide Test match, Pujara scored a century, and there was a very close Test match. India won by I think 32 runs, and it was a good bowling effort by almost all the bowlers. Must say Ashwin played his part, and normally we say that Ashwin doesn't bowl well in overseas test matches, but Adelaide has been a happy hunting ground for Ravichandran Ashwin. Whether he gets picked for this particular test match, I don't know, but that was a very good test match as far as Ashwin was concerned. And India won the test match, took a lead. They lost the next test match in Perth, but they won in MCG, and then we know what happened in Sydney. It was all, creating history and writing your names in golden letters as far as Indian cricket is concerned in Australian soil. The next test match that took place was the pink ball test match of 2020-21. India lost the test match. India got shot out for 36 on day 3, and we were just stunned by that performance, because that day even Ravi Shastri, the coach, then coach, head coach of India, said that I could not say anything to my boys. Every ball got nicked off. There was no play and miss. Every ball got nicked off, and how do you explain that kind of thing? In fact, that was a remarkable bowling performance by Josh Hazlewood, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark. They really bowled some great lines, and every batsman got nicked off, in India were all out for 36. So there was a sad memory as far as the pink ball test match was concerned of 2020-21, but India won this series. We remember that win at Gaba, and you'll never forget that. So this is all about my memories of Adelaide Oval. Let's see what happens on 6th of December, and it will be quite interesting to watch out for, because I feel this is going to be a very, very interesting test match. If India wins, then India get a lead of 2-0, and then Australia have to win all the remaining 3 test matches to regain the BGT. They have not won the BGT since 2014. So it is going to be quite an interesting test match, and I'm looking at the history that I've told you. There's going to be a lot of interesting stuff happening in this particular test match. So do watch out for all those things that is going to unfold in this picturesque ground, one of the best and most beautiful grounds in the world. Thank you so much for hearing. Please like, share, and subscribe.